Fanamadi was such a creep. Like, he's such a creep. As a priest, that was just really creepy. I don't remember, like, how creepy he was. But we're reading this now. That man was a creep and he was like almost a pedophile. So this Wednesday, I read Purple Hibiscus. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, over the weekend. And the last time I read this book, I was a teenager. I was in secondary school or high school back home in Nigeria. And it was compulsory for the literature students. I wasn't taking literature. I was a geography student because you had to choose one, apparently. And so I would borrow this book from my friends in the literature class. And I read it at least 5 times as a teenager. I'm reading it now. I'm turning 30 very soon. It's been like 15 years since I last read it. And when I read it as a teenager, I can remember not really understanding the ending. I didn't understand the ending. I was just in denial because of, what happened to Jaja. Yeah. So I was just like very sad about that. And so I was in denial and I just felt like I didn't understand it, but I didn't understand it. After 15 years, after like experiencing life, I just want to say, I don't know that I remember thinking this about Father Amadi when I read it as a teenager. But Father Amadi was such a creep. Like, he's such a creep because I went to a Catholic school for 6 years and we used to have seminaries or brothers that were like in the line for priesthood and they were always very good looking men of God. And we used to have crushes on them, like we're young girls. But like, I cannot even imagine if one of them decided to like start to lead one of the teenage girls on, like the way Father Amadi was doing, like take her out, make her hair, take her out to games, to watching train football, only her, and then start writing letters to her. As a priest, please. That was just really creepy. It was really, really creepy. I don't think I remember, like, how creepy it was. But we're reading this now. That man was a creep and he was almost a pedophile. I don't know if it was almost or he was a pedophile. But apart from that, this is a classic. I want a sequel. I want to know what Cambaby is now because I was it's the same age you had when I first read it. And now, like, I've experienced so much in life. I want to know how much she has grown. Like, how did all the issues she faced with her father, with Father Amadi, with her brother affect her as a young girl? I'm curious about like so many things. Yeah, this is Chimamanda's first novel, and this is her most recent novel. I have had this for a year now. I got this when she came to Harvard for a book event. This is supposed to be a signed copy. It also is cheap. I want to read this next because I really want to compare how much she has changed or grown in comparison to like her first novel and her most recent novel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to diving into Dream Count next. I haven't read a lot of Chimamanda books. I read Purple Hibiscus, and that's the only one I read. But I've read Purple Hibiscus now 6 times because I really like this book for many reasons. It was just like it was a kind of like a book that spoke to me as a young child. It was something I could relate to as a teenager. So, yeah.